Oh, what a wonderful day it is. What a great day. It's KingDingusDongus going over the patch notes. It's patch day once again, and today we're going to be going over most of them. They're a little longer than last time we decided to do something of this nature, so I'm just going to get into the patch notes and go from there, because we got a lot to cover.
One enemy remaining.
So under the gameplay and balance category, Omen and Sage are our biggest targets here.
Where?
Omen now immediately becomes vulnerable and no longer appears dark after he leaves his alternate shadow form. If you were to find an enemy Omen teleporting in, it was very confusing when you should shoot him to get the kill versus sending him back. This changes to both account for invulnerability bug and the score some extra points of clarity. So that seems kind of nice. It was a little tricky when you go to kill Omen, so beautiful there.
I expected you to so much work.
Now they've reduced the audio radius for his ult, so now you'll have a harder time locating him. So he might be more vulnerable, but he might be a little more sneaky. So that's another awesome thing. And that seems to be all the changes we have for Omen. Next on the list is our Sage. Barrier orb will only spawn a chunk of the barrier if it's supported by the ground. This means it will sometimes only spawn 2 barrier chunks. That's nice. Little probably to stop the all the exploits that we've been finding with Sage. Is probably a good way to fix that. Barrier orb can no longer be placed on small pieces of geometry. It has to be placed on the ground or on top of boxes.
There we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Get away from the little cheap spots, and we'll get more into how the barrier orb was intended to be used. Those are mostly our balance changes for the gameplay itself. In terms of character updates, we have Omen and Breach finding themselves some new updated visuals. That's going to be awesome. I thought the Omen visuals were a good start, but they weren't fully there, and I think that's great.
Be short.
Yeah, I'm gonna go defend Hookah in a second.
So we got some map updates as well. On Haven's barrier or boost through silver doors, that's gone. Now there's a thing in front of that, so you can't be boosting everywhere.
Yeah, but she has the bomb.
Fixed an issue with Cypher's cameras. There's been a lot of those going on.
Oh no.
Multiple geometry fixes.
Nice.
For multiple maps, all 3 maps are getting geometry fixes, just like we'd expect in a beta. So I think this is to be expected. Updated materials on Bind and Haven to make the surfaces more consistent. Nice for viewing, clarity of mind, things like that. Good changes here. Change the color of the radiant crates in order to unify overall visuals. So these are just some color and texture changes. Awesome. But what's most important is the competitive update. Added competitive and ranked mode will go live in the future. Awesome.
Okay.
Some observer modes, you have the ghost cheat option to no clip when cheats are allowed, so you can fly through the map with the no clip. That might be awesome for some montages and stuff of that nature. The ability HUD no longer displays when entering drone cameras as an observer. Awesome. Awesome. Exiting drone will allow you to snap back to the most recently viewed player if there's still a new valid target. Awesome. This is going to be great for tournament play and just making montages in general. Swapping players will now alliterate through an entire team before going to the other team. Again, good, so if you're just W keying through those. Some UI and HUD changes. Just got some good changes here. Out of game screen fixes. These are not huge changes, but great changes nonetheless. I would go over all of them, but they all just seem very expected. Quality of life, so just a lot more of the UI changes coming into play, and then a bunch of bug fixes with Phoenix, Viper. Just things like that will
Oh, you have time.
You know, awesome UI changes, just beta changes and bug fixes in the game client as well. So, quick update on the patch notes. Ranked mode is coming. Got some good changes to Sage and Omen, who definitely needed some work. Visuals getting updated. All great things. Thank you, Loot Riot, for doing such a phenomenal job. This is the summary of the patch notes. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. KingDingusDongus, hopefully back in the next couple of days for an awesome video, so stay tuned for that one.